Puengi Den Den Chamorro Dos after great performances on the first such production. Now from Gus Quenga Productions. Makes sense. We have Gus Quenga right here. Gus, half a day.
Half a day, Jason. Thank you for having me
good
today.
To see you. Okay, so this is the second installment. How is this different from the first one? And for people that didn't make it out for the first, how successful was that?
No difference. The only difference would be we had 17 artists in the first one, and we went overtime. This time around, we narrowed it down to 8 plus a band. And it's still the same. It's all about good Chamorro music.
Mm-hmm. Now, with fewer musicians, does that mean their sets, they play more songs, or they have a little bit more time between songs?
They have more songs, and they have a little bit more time to talk about their songs or how the song came about, Nana and Tata and all that. So we give them a little bit more time for themselves, and of course, 8 artists is still, it takes out a lot of time.
That is a lot of time. I mean, that's a good afternoon. Right. So when exactly is the event, and what time does it start?
The event is going to be in August 10. It's a Saturday. Doors open at 6. The show would start at 7. And it's going to be up at the Red Carpet Cliff Hotel in, I believe, Agana Heights. Yes, and that's where this night, that's where it's going to happen, yes.
Those settings are always really nice, when you have an artist, they talk about a song for a minute or two, and then they actually get into it. So they kind of set the mood and, give some context to it, and talk about the backstory.
And, a lot of people hear their music, but never really seen the artist. So this is about the best time to come out and showcase. And they deserve it. They deserve it, so.
Now, Chamorro music through the years, it's gone through so many different changes. Like for people that appreciate Chamorro music in the 70s, it had a very country feel.
Yes.
And then the more modern Chamorro music, it draws a lot from like a, almost reggae influences,
yes,
and you're like our friends in Hawaii and everything.
Yes, and like some of these artists that I got singing now, they've been singing forever, and they got CDs out way back, but only now they're coming out to the light, and that's how I want it to be. I want to call them out and showcase their songs, and finally people are like, oh wow, this is the first time I've seen this lady or this guy, and that's basically what we're doing.
Well, let's roll the curtain back right now, Gus. Who's performing actually?
On the schedule, we have, of course, Ben Lam Lam. He was at the tail end of the first show, so I'm bringing him back. Most requested, Mr. Candy Taman.
Always a good show.
Oh, yes. And then I have Jesus Arceo. We have a newcomer to the market, to the arena. He had just released his CD 2 weeks ago, Mr. Matt Flores. And then we also have Mrs. Joyce Paris, who just released her CD. She's still fresh in the market. And then we have Mr. Juan B. Chaco, who KUAM has played his songs a lot. And honestly, this is my first time to meet him. So who else do we miss? Anybody? We have 8, plus we still have Island Kai. And let me see. I got my
sure, absolutely.
Let me look at what
well, that's a great roster right now. So like
yes. Vince Pareto. We have Mr. Vince Pareto. Again, he's got good music out there. People never saw the guy. Now he's coming out, and that's it. Yeah.
Now, is this typically music sung in Chamorro, or is it about
not necessarily
Chamorro-centered themes, but maybe the lyrics are in English?
Exactly.
Okay. A good mix of both.
Right. Jason, my experience in music, people come up to me and they go, "Can you play a Chamorro song like Under the Boardwalk?" And to me, I think what they meant is any cha-cha or jitterbug is Chamorro. Now the artist has called me and says, "Do we have to sing 5 straight Chamorros or 6?" And I say, "No. As long as you do a Chamorro song," I mean, like Candy Taman has a lot of favorites, and they're not all Chamorro. But he has, as long as you sing 1 or 2, everything else is candy.
Well, I can tell you from my uncles and from some of the people, like when I was young and I used to work with like some of the older Chamorro guys, if you ever hear an older Chamorro gentleman play Freddie Fender's Wasted Days and Wasted Nights, it's a completely different song, and it's really, really cool.
Yes. And the feel, it's like a Chamorro feel.
Exactly.
Islandy and all that, right?
It gets the whole room into it.
Right.
It never fails.
And I don't know if I mentioned Mr. John Garcia. He's also going to be on there. He didn't make it on the first show, but he's going to be out there in the second one.
Okay, it seemed like the roster is pretty much set. That's an amazing arrangement of musicians right now. Is there, if there's anybody who's listening to this right now and they're like, you know, I'd like to get on, if not maybe this year, then maybe in a future conference, how can they contact you?
Yes, they can call me. My business line is 456-4903, or at the house, 632-0540. And I'll be more than happy to, you know, get their information down. And there will be a third concert. I mean, I promised the first concert, the first show, that there will be a second one.
So that's going to be playing Dandan Chamorro Tres.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. You know, and it was a very exciting. A lot of the older guests that was there that night, they know me. They come up to me and they says, "It's about time. Thank you, Gus. Please continue. Show us more shows. Bring it out." You know. So I invested on equipment, and I have my own group that backs the show aside from myself.
So studio musicians that play?
Not necessarily. I got my kids working with me on this. My ukulele player is a backup for the band.
All right.
My rhythm guitarist, as you know, I'm with Tropic Trio. That's my group. My rhythm guitarist is also my child. He does the stage crew I use for my stage crew. Then my eldest male handles the door.
And you've actually got some of your members right here off camera and everything, so hi. Welcome to Harlem.
That's my granddaughter KK, and of course Maureen.
Very cool.
Yes, thank you.
Well, you're entertaining them as well as you're entertaining the rest of Guam right now. So
yes,
okay, so how can people get tickets? Because I'm sure tickets are going to go fast.
Tickets are out. The ticketing location right now is the 76 in Agate, in Anigua, Ipao, and Dedido. Then you can also get him at Harmon Mart in Harmon, and of course Chamorro Music Center. They're all selling the tickets. Yes.
Okay. Well,
or they can call me.
All right. So Gus, we got to go to commercial and everything, but you have the last word, sir. Final push for why people should come out and check this out. This amazing concert.
If you missed the first concert, this is the time to come out and see the second concert. It's going to be a beautiful show, and I invite all people are going to come out and also to contribute to our Chamorro culture.
All right.
And this is why I put this show together.
All right. Well, Gus, can't wait for it to go on.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. And stay tuned because we will be back. More show when we return on Fiesta Friday.